Let's just show you what happened in Phoenix last night, mostly because it is just everywhere on social media. I assume if you're just waking up, maybe you haven't seen it, but if you've been paying any attention, it's that moment there between Kevin Durant and his coach Mike Budenholzer that happens in the first quarter. Budenholzer sort of grabbing Durant's forearm, Durant kind of yanking it away. By the way, Durant would lead the Suns on a huge comeback win from 19 down in the fourth quarter to win the game. So take all of that for whatever it is worth. And after the game, Durant completely downplayed the incident.
Yeah, that's what usually happens when you don't know the dynamics of a relationship. You know, you catch something on TV, you get a quote, and now you pushing that narrative as if me and Bud don't do that all the time. We competitive as two individuals who want to see things done the right way. And sometimes my way ain't the way that Bud want to do it, and vice versa.
Bart, why are you laughing hysterically as he's talking?
No, because we've all been there, right? We've all been co-star. We've all not been in the mood, and we've all said the wrong thing or heard the wrong thing.
What happened with you and a coach you were telling?
Well, Bob Sutton's my guy, and I love him to death, man. He looks like Orton Rettenbacher, the popcorn guy. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it was 3rd and 18. We went to red 2, no pass rush, and they picked it up. I'm like, what? Why the hell are we in that call? He came over there. Bob took his headphones off. He said, "You want to call him?" And pow! Right on my head, say, "Bob, Bob." No, Bob, I will kick your Bob. Hey.
So what you're telling me is that your linebackers coach made a call you didn't like, and he put the headphones on you on the side.
It ain't he put them on me. It's how he put them on me. You know, those things got tension. He put them in there. Splat! And everybody, I still get teased to this day. I say, "Bob, you almost got in that ass, Bob." Hey, I love you, Bob. Bob, I don't know how old he is, but he looked like he's 85 years old. All his hair is white. I'm like, "Hey, Bob,
okay,
put the paws on you. I'm going to clap back."
So we've seen it. The point is this something or nothing?
Well, the Suns have been having some problems, and if you've sat courtside at a Suns game in recent weeks, you've probably heard a back and forth between Budenholzer and Durant. If you want to look at the video again, I think it makes it clear exactly what's going on. After he does this, watch what Durant does. This is the most important thing in the whole thing. He turns around and they keep talking. They're going to keep talking. That's the communication. If Durant walks off and doesn't listen to him, that to me is a bigger concern than they're just having a conversation, which is the point that both he and Bud made after the game.
Yeah, I remember the time that we analyzed LeBron James giving a shoulder shove to Eric Spoelstra. We broke it down like it was the Zapruder film on Mike and I.
Having said that,
yes,
that was
something.
That was something.
That one was something.
Yes.
Okay, so this is where we have the win man here. That one was something.
You'll notice
exactly.
You'll notice on that video.
Wait a minute.
Notice on that video, which I'm sure we don't have. LeBron does not turn around. He keeps right on going.
And that was, and he kept right on going to Cleveland. So by the way, in case you're not, and again, look. Best wishes to Kyrie Irving. The news came yesterday that we all sort of feared was coming, that he's going to be lost for the season, which obviously is the most important part of that story in Dallas. But the other side of it is the Mavericks have nobody. I mean, Kyrie's not going to play. I don't think AD is going to play. So while the Suns are currently 11th, they will probably, just by default, work their way into the play-in, Monica. So they're going to get some shot at salvaging what otherwise has been a devastatingly bad season.
Yeah, and KD postgame said to Stephanie Reddy that they have to put together more efforts like what you saw, particularly in the fourth quarter last night versus the Clippers. And so they understand. That exchange, to me, I'm with Wendy, it's really much to do about nothing. But what I do believe is sincere is that how much Kevin Durant loves the game of basketball and didn't want to be traded midseason to do whatever it's going to be not to quit on this Phoenix Suns team. Do I have them win a championship? No. Will they climb in the standings due to some of the things happening ahead of them? Yes. If they somehow manage to get hot, could something happen? The only thing in the West that I'm willing to bank on is the Oklahoma City Thunder. And after that, it would be quite the change of momentum if they got hot, but I'm not going to completely rule it out.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I was going to take from you just very quickly. Bart had that story. You played for Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. I'm trying to picture either of those. I'm having a hard time picturing you yanking your arm away from either one of those.
Yeah, you know what? No, I didn't. I didn't at the time. But you know what? There was a guy, God rest his soul, a former teammate of mine, Eric Turner, that used to just absolutely torture Nick. I knew we need to get Nick in here one day. Eric used to torture Nick. He used to always complain about Eric wouldn't put on team issue gear in the meetings and the walkthroughs and stuff. And he'd always be, and Eric, you know how Eric, when he was from LA, he didn't play that stuff, you know? And I'd be like, but you can say that. I can't say that, but you can say that. Yeah, it always gets like that. There's always some high tension when it comes to like superstar players like Kevin Durant and like Eric Turner. I mean, it happens, man.
We see things like this obviously on NFL sidelines all the time, and everyone always walks off the field and says, that was nothing if you knew how often that happened, so we're going to chalk this up to being nothing. One other thing, I also want to show you one other thing because it was all over social media last night, and it's this moment in Phoenix, Suns and Clippers. Here's Mike Budenholzer saying something to Kevin Durant. Durant doesn't like it for whatever reason, yanking the arm away. And in the world in which we live, Twitter is going to explode and make this into a very big deal. Now, by the way, what winds up happening in the game is the Suns are down 19. They come all the way back. Durant plays great in the fourth quarter, and Phoenix wins. And then afterwards, when asked about the incident, as you would expect, he completely downplays it.
Yeah, that's what usually happens when you don't know the dynamics of a relationship. You know, you catch something on TV, you get a quote, and now you pushing that narrative as if me and Bud don't do that all the time. We competitive as two individuals who want to see things done the right way. And sometimes my way ain't the way that Bud want to do it, and vice versa.
So there's, for a long time I've wanted to start a segment on the show called Something or Nothing. Was that something or was that nothing?
The Suns have problems, but this moment is not one of them. They were continuing to communicate in that moment and throughout the game. There's challenges. Bradley Beal got hurt again in this game. His future is now in question. The Suns are actually at a key point here. The team ahead of them in 10th place is Dallas. Dallas is going down. They can pivot here and still get into the play-in, which didn't look so good a couple of days ago. I wouldn't focus on this moment at all. If anything, focus on how Durant and Bud dealt with the moment and kept working together.
Yeah, that's it. If we can show the moment again, Cindy, whenever you can, you made a point of, and I think it is worth pointing out again, that after he yanks his arm away, and here it is, he doesn't just go to the bench and keep ignoring him. He turns around and they continue a conversation. And I think that is an important point to make because we remember that when LeBron James had the shoulder chuck heard around the world with Eric Spoelstra, he just kept walking.
Right.
And again, I will never forget the day on Mike and Mike that we spent analyzing that like it was the Zapruder film. I've never watched the tape more closely and talked about it for longer than we did that. So not much here. So the Suns, so Kevin Durant, so this team, look, to Wendy's point, they're probably going to wind up in the play-in, and we'll see if they can salvage what has otherwise been a terrible season.
I mean, that's the bottom line. I also think sometimes we got to make sure we put on our sports goggles. Like, if Brandon came in here and said it's time to go do the show and I ripped my arm away from him, like, we might actually have a problem. But on the sideline in sports, like, it's fine.
That's Brandon Phillips, our stage manager. And let the record show, we do have a problem. Okay, I mean, there's unquestionably, Brett's a man who once told me he was going on a diet, so all he was eating were lifesavers and wonton soup. And he decided he was going to lose weight.
Brady, not all bread is business in the street.
That is a 100%. Lewis loves that story. Lewis is my guy. Lewis thinks that's the greatest story in the world, right? That was his diet.
It's evergreen. It's evergreen. Wonton soup and lifesavers. I don't know if my intestines can handle it, but maybe that's the point. I don't know.
Oh, God. He was actually making a basketball point.
I'm trying to just protect our West Coast viewers because the Portland Trailblazers are actually right behind. I know that we don't ever talk about them. They're right behind.
See them next week.
They've won 15 of 23. Because I like to know you like to be thorough. I just wanted to get that.
No, thank you for that. No, I like being thorough. The only thing I like better than that is making fun of Brandon. So I'm happy we got to do both of those things. As we continue.
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. I also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.